Hi everyone, Piet and Grade here from the Purple House Wellness Center in Fort. We're back today with some stories, taking a deep dive into your health and well-being. We've worked with clients for well over 25 years, and today we just want to explain that sometimes when clients come to us, they say, I've tried everything and I'm still stuck with my health problem. And sometimes we have clients who've literally been to, say, 10 or 20 different health professionals, struggled with the same issues for many, many years. And we just want to take a deep dive today into explaining how there are many layers of complexity to your issues. And Peter in particular, when he does a full health audit, we just call it a full health audit, he takes 25 different tests with you in the room that explain exactly to him where your systems are going wrong. To use an example, for instance, sometimes we've had people and they complain, say, about a nasal drip, right? So they can't sleep at night because it's always draining into the back of their throat. And so they've been to the doctor and they've used all sorts of nasal sprays, but actually the underlying issue, the root cause, has nothing to do with the nose, right? So the danger of just looking at a symptom and then maybe taking something that will take care of the symptom for a little while, but then you're not going to get the benefit in the long run because the root cause, deep problem deep in your tissues, is still playing up. So
quite often, if you go to the doctor, they'll treat symptoms. They don't really get to the bottom of it. And I've had clients come with they've been totally lacking energy. A lot of clients come with low energy levels. They've tried lots of different things. They've tried natural herbs, supplements. They've been to the doctor and can't get to the bottom. Yeah. There could be quite a few different things that are causing low energy levels. I had one chap come, all he took on board was he was mineral deficient and not drinking enough. And that's what he took on board. So he drank his water and had minerals and trace minerals in the form of salt. And 3 weeks later, the fellows at his work were asking him, can they have some of the stuff he was taking? Because they saw his energy levels increase out of sight. He was totally what we call mineral deficient. Another person just lately was in what we call an anabolic state. The permeability of their cell membranes was too close. They were not permeable enough, so they weren't getting the things into the cells to create energy properly.
Yeah.
Another person was what we call catabolic. Their permeability of their cell membranes was far too permeable, and they weren't making energy properly either.
So Peter can measure that. So they're what we call biomarkers, right? That tell Pete exactly if you're anabolic, catabolic, or there are lots of other underlying chemical functions that the body all needs to keep into balance, equilibrium. So sometimes we get people and they say, well, I've changed my diet, and people have, to their credit, they have changed their diet. They got rid of processed foods or doing lots of good things with their diet, but they're still not getting the benefit because some mechanism in their body is out of whack.
Well, we can eat the best diet around, but if we're not digesting it, we're still not getting the benefit from it. So I also look at the digestive process, where if we're digesting food and proteins and fats,
that's right, because
whether you're turning food to energy too fast or too slow, and I can give you answers.
Yeah. And we've studied this for many years, of course, now already like a couple of decades almost. And even Peter and I, we are completely different. We both like health freaks, you could say. Similar diet, But I'm a fast, what you call a fast oxidizer, a fast metabolizer, and Peter is a slow one. So we have completely different needs, right? And back in the days when we were out of balance, when we were learning all this stuff, Peter was more catabolic and I was more anabolic. So this completely different ways, and even though we've been in each other's energy forever, like our basic individual ways that our body operates is completely different, opposite ends of the spectrum. So we can safely say that, let's say, if you have a problem, I'll just make up like a bellyache, or let's say a sinusitis or something, it would be completely different, have completely different root causes to say your neighbor or your partner or your children even, because we've got 6 kids and we've tested all our 6 kids over the years and some of our grandchildren, and we know that they are, oh yeah, that child is made up like this and that child is got a different individual way of digesting foods. It's all so interesting. So that's what we offer if you want to get to the bottom of your problems and like look under the bonnet of the car and not just like pull the alarm lights or whatever, the lights of the dashboard, they flash to say there's a problem. Well, don't just cover up those lights with sticky tape, right? You need to look under the bonnet. That's what we do. So Peter and I, we want to...
Plus, I also look at the live and dried blood, so that gives me a lot of clues.
And you look at it as well with Peter.
Yeah.
I do it as well. If you ask me, I can do it as well.
That gives a lot of clues what's happening on the inside.
Also, it's a really good convincer, because if you're looking at your own live blood and you're saying, oh yeah, well, what's that? That looks like strange, or that looks hostile, or that looks abnormal. You actually get a really good warning, like this is my own. It's very confronting.
Sometimes in the past, I've had people and all their red cells are all clumped together, and I've told them to go out and drink a litre of water, and then 15, 20 minutes later I've taken their blood again, and it's nearly totally dispersed. And I've given them a photo to put on their fridge, and every time they look at that photo they go and drink a glass of water. Keeping hydrated is one of the keys to keeping those red cells nicely isolated, and that is prevents kidney and heart disease, having those red cells nicely isolated. And we can determine whether they are too sticky or whatever. Yeah, so looking at the live blood.
Exactly. So that is taking a really good look under the bonnet. Right, so we just wanted to finish actually by sharing an underlying root cause that everyone nearly shares is parasites. So even the World Health Organization says that 3.5 billion people in the world, like 3.5 billion, that's a lot, isn't it, are heavily infested with parasites. So it doesn't say they have a few worms, they're saying are heavily infested. That's actually nearly half the world population is heavily infested with parasites.
We're in the past, we've thought parasites exist in third world countries.
But
that's not the case.
Anyway, we've been saying that for years, that's not the case. But people still believe that you worm your cats and your dogs, but we don't need worming, but we do, because apparently humans, we apparently give our exotic worms and parasites to our cats and dogs more than the other way around. So we do sell some worm remedies in the clinic if you're interested, and then also we recommend that you take a really healthy, good probiotic that we sell some top shelf ones here as well. So we stock probiotics that don't get destroyed by
the stomach
acid. But we just quickly want to go over parasites again as a stark reminder that when you have things like itchy skin that doesn't go away, unresolved bellyaches, headaches, aches anywhere in your body, not feeling hungry or feeling starving all the time, fatigue, weight loss, migraines, weight gain, pretty much actually everything under the sun, often has an issue of parasites behind it, and so you need to address that first and foremost. Otherwise, nothing is going to shift. So depression can be another one.
Allergic reactions, or
yeah. Children that are grumpy. When children grind their teeth at night, so teeth grinding is a sure sign of worms and parasites. Of course, if you have an itchy bottom, or kids have an itchy bottom or itchy nose, that's also a sure sign. And of course, you should look in the toilet as well, like especially when you get the kids to look at. So pretty much probably everyone who goes to school would have parasites and worms. Because they just get passed around.
Plus, if the parasites are living in our intestines, they eat the nutrients that we're meant to be getting, then they pass their waste into our intestines that we absorb into our bloodstream.
Yeah.
And they're the toxins that give us all these symptoms. So get rid of your parasites and you'll get rid of your symptoms.
Yeah, because we're often allergic to the worm poo. Lots of people are basically walking worm farms. Well, that sounds a bit graphic. But I mean, this is a problem that we shouldn't underestimate, right? Because even lots of doctors know that the underlying cause behind all serious diseases has an element of parasites and worms. I'm just saying worms because some people don't know that parasites are often a form of worms as well. And so it's a global issue.
Having a big, strong hydrochloric acid content in the stomach also prevents.
It's a protection.
It's a protection against parasites, and because it kills the parasites before they go through into our intestines and take up residence.
Yeah. So, but not many people have enough stomach acid. 99% of us don't have enough stomach acid.
If we're stressed, our hydrochloric acid production stops.
Yeah, and so then we lose our protection against the parasites. That's really the main reason why we see so much of it now, even way more than 10 years or way more than 20 years ago. And most of us, people who have worked with many people over the years, we all agree now that there is not one remedy that will just kill all the worms automatically. So you have to do multiple things, right? So we recommend diatomaceous earth, which is very, very cheap.
That stays in the bowel and gets rid of the intestinal
and then there
parasites.
are other remedies that are tablet and drops. I'll put it in the link anyway. And just whichever remedy you can think of, like whether you inherited some herbal remedies from your grandmother or whatever. There are many things that still work really, really well. Back in the days,
back when I was a child, we had a wormwood bush outside the kitchen window, and we had to go and harvest some of that every now and then. And Mum would boil tea, and we'd all have to have it.
And other families, they worm the kids by, they had to have a spoonful of castor oil every Saturday, something like that. So castor oil, of course, makes you go to the toilet. So people used to have ways to do it. Back when I was young in Holland, so I still remember my younger brother and a younger sister had worms, and they had to eat enzymes like, I think, pawpaw enzymes, which back in those days was a super unique, weird thing to do in Holland. So, and they had to do that for months, by the way, and I think the actual GP prescribed it. So that's going back about 55 years or something like that. So
and some kids are more prone to parasites than others. A couple of our children, every now and then we would say, "Hey, you've got parasites again." There were two that would
always a parasite,
typically prone to them, whereas the others didn't seem to have any symptoms. Yeah.
So a real sure sign is always like skin rashes that don't go away. You definitely always. But I've put it all in the list, so I'll have a look at the article as well. And if you have any issues or problems or concerns or curiosity, come and talk to us. We're open every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our online shop is open, of course, 24/7.
And if you want to book in and get to the bottom of underlying issues, imbalances, you can go online and book in at a convenient time or give us a ring Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. You can check out the roster or whatever.
Yeah.
You go onto Bookly and can book something yourself or talk to my friendly team. And also, if you have questions, send us an email or reach out to us. So I hope that you find this interesting and that you really, take a good hard look at yourself and see what could be going on for you, because you only have one body, right? And we can't trade it in, so we have to look after it. Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Have a good week. Yeah.
Bye for now.